Oh man, what happened?
That takes a lot of time.
Nothing happened. Y'all gotta mute y'all mic.
Put your systems on mute, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I need that.
They know. I can't see anything.
Put your systems on mute, please.
Huh? Yeah, probably for this. On the phone.
Hey, step up. How you doing?
Come here. Dan Courtney?
Are you on Love It McCall? Yes. Come on. Huh? Oh. No, we need to prosecute.
She wants to get her laptop, so she come. Let me make sure she's on.
Why do you put the weapon down?
Who the fuck is this asshole?
Put your systems on mute. I'm gonna take everybody off and won't nobody be on.
What? One. Court right here.
That's it.
They gonna show her. See what she at. But what your old girlfriend Timmy on there watching?
Yo, am I muting?
No, you're not on mute. Put it on mute and leave it there, please. Thank you. You have the pendant up?
Yeah, we got to just wait until he got it.
Madam Prosecutor, can I have your P number, please?
I-5239.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Come on out, please. Get her right there.
You ready? Ready? Love It McCall. Calling case number 2155043, the people of the state of Michigan versus John Lovett McCall. Defendant is charged with count 1, homicide, murder, first degree premeditated. Count 2, weapons from firearm. This matter is scheduled for examination.
May it please the court, Mary Ann Bruder on behalf of the people, P 55239.
Good afternoon. I'm James Sullivan, P 38855, on behalf of the defendant Keontae Lovett McCall.
Call, state your name for the record, please.
Keontae Lovett McCall.
Thank you. You ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor, I just need a couple minutes. I'm just trying to set up my computer real quick. There is a video. Officer in charge of the call.
Okay.
Oh.
You officer, you know what I see?
Yes, sir.
In the first row, please.
There you go.
Need me to here.
Stop.
Ready?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready.
And preliminary issue.
Yes, Your Honor, just indicating that we do have some stipulations.
Okay.
Stipulations that defendant and I agree to is that the deceased is Willie Mays.
You stipulate in there as to ID.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Mills, I'm sorry, Willie Mills, sorry. That the defendant, Ms. Lovett McCall, and Mr. Mills were boyfriend and girlfriend at the time of the incident. That they both lived.
1 second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your Honor, would it be easier if I gave you the list of the stipulations? I did type them up.
Oh, that would be easy.
Okay. If I may approach?
Yeah, please.
You're welcome.
What stipulations? One is the identity of Mr. Willie Mill. Second is the defendant of Willie Mill's boyfriend and girlfriend at the time of the incident. They both live at 18093 Griggs Street, City of Detroit. That's where that's happening.
Scratch the floor enough.
Put your system on mute.
They know.
And that the incident happened in 2021. That's the totality of the stipulation.
Yes.
Use the left lanes to continue onto yours.
Okay, everybody that's on Zoom, I need you to put your systems on mute. Every time you say something or you have your system on, we get background noise and it's disruptive to the proceeding. If I have to, I'll just turn off Zoom and you won't be able to see it. I don't want to do that. I want to keep the court open so you can know what's going on. I don't know who's who, but you know, these are your loved ones, etc. I'm sure you want to know what's going on. But if you disrupt my proceeding, I don't have any choice. So please put your systems on mute. Thank you. All right, anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. The people would move for the certified copy of the medical examiner's report pursuant to the rule as exhibit number 21. The rule, as the court is, I know, very much aware, is 766.11B. I have showed it previously to defense counsel as it is certified.
For the purpose of this hearing, we have no objection to the report being entered.
All right, well,
Just-
okay, 1 minute for the purpose of preliminary exam only. And you
Can I,
give me the, okay, you give it to me in a moment to go through it, please.
yes, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you. How do you have a copy of the medical examiner report, right?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right. Any other preliminary issues?
Well, the people are ready to call the first witness. I don't know if defense has anything before I call the first witness.
Don't have anything,
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
not asking for a sequestration order.
Well, it's my understanding that the only witnesses that are to be produced are the.
I got over 20 people on Zoom.
Well, I don't know who these, yeah, I'll ask for a sequestration order, but my understanding that the sequence of witnesses is to be evidence taken on the officer in charge.
Yes, that is.
I didn't hear.
Yes, the two witnesses the people intend to call, Your Honor, are the evidence tech who's here, Officer Greer, and the officer in charge.
I will, for the record, ask to sequester any other witnesses or potential witnesses or persons that may become witnesses.
All right, are you objecting to officer in charge remaining?
Sorry, and
Are you objecting to the OIC remaining in the courtroom?
not for the purpose of the testimony offered by the evidence.
Okay. All right, any no witnesses testifying today at trial or any future hearing must leave the courtroom or be denied their future testimony. We give exception to the officer in charge by stipulation. I can make an announcement to those folks on Zoom, or I can go through each one individually to identify them.
I guess I would ask the person just to make an announcement on Zoom, hopefully they would know. I'm not sure who they are.
All right, so all the people that are currently on Zoom, in regards to this case, if you're a possible witness, you need to get off. Because if it's found out that you were on, then you won't be allowed to be a witness. So if you are a witness, please get off the Zoom. Other than that, please just keep your systems on mute. Thank you. I can call you first witness.
At this time, Your Honor, people would call Police Officer William Greer here, C-R-E-E-R, right in the hallway, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear or affirm the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
You pull the door right here towards you. You have a seat. All right, ready to proceed.
Can you state your name for the record, please, sir?
Forensic Technician William Creer,
Where are you employed?
City of Detroit Police Department.
In what capacity?
Forensic Technician, ma'am.
Okay, were you in that capacity on January 1st, 2011?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and were you dispatched to a house on Greer Street?
Griggs, ma'am, yes.
Griggs, I'm sorry, 18093 Griggs?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait a minute, let me have back up. You said 2011 or 2021?
I'm sorry. Been a long day already. I apologize. 2021.
Yes, ma'am, 2021.
And do you recall, sir, about what time you got there?
I'd have to look at my notes to refresh my memory now.
Would that help to refresh your memory?
Yes, please. Received a run at 2:30 and we arrived at 3 o'clock.
Is that AM or PM?
AM now.
And were you working that day alone or with somebody?
I had a partner, ma'am.
Okay. And what's the name of your partner?
Forensic Technician Trainee Caitlin Holm.
Is it HOM?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long have you been a technician?
I've been a technician for 18 years, ma'am.
Is all 18 years done with Detroit?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you arrived on scene, what did you do first?
When I arrived on scene, I talked to the investigators at the scene and also the officers that was securing the scene. At which point we went around, we patrolled the house, ID'd the evidence that we were going to collect. Then we started taking pictures, labeling the evidence, and then we went about collecting evidence.
Okay. And as part of your collection of the evidence, did you take photographs of the different pieces of evidence that was there?
Yes, ma'am.
For the record, Your Honor, I have already provided to defense counsel specifically. Let me ask you this, if I may, for one moment. You took lots of pictures that day, is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For the record, Your Honor, I've already provided the specific 20 photographs that I intend to use with this particular officer to defense counsel specifically today. I previously provided all of them, but I wanted you to know which ones I intend to use specifically for the exam. So may I approach the witness with the 20 exhibits?
Are they already labeled?
Yes, Your Honor, they're labeled 1 through 20.
Okay. So,
Just flip through them. Prior to going on the stand here, I had you look through those. Do you recognize those photos?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how do you recognize them, sir?
They appear to be the photographs we took at the crime scene.
Okay, are those photographs that you took?
No, the photographs my partner took.
Were you present when those photographs were taken?
Yes,
Okay, and do those photographs accurately depict the scene as you saw it that day?
yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, I would move to admit all 20 photos.
No objection.
Be admitted for exam purposes only.
Yes, thank
Keep
you.
your systems on mute, please.
When you arrived on the scene, where was the deceased?
The decedent was in the hallway of the dwelling.
Okay? And was there, besides him, what other evidence did you find on the scene?
Aside from the decedent in the bedroom and the bathroom, there were shell casings. There was also a Glock 27 handgun pistol that we collected from the dining room, and a couple cell phones.
Did you also collect a wallet that also had an identification of the decedent, Mr. Mills?
Yes, we collected off of the decedent.
And exhibit 1, is that identification, a photo of the identification?
Yes, ma'am.
Photograph 2 and 3, are those pictures of Mr. Mills in the hallway?
Yes, ma'am.
Photograph 4 is a picture down the hallway with the decedent with some other evidence, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Prosecutor, I know it helps things go a little quicker, but sorry, you could be saying that 3 hours.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you look at photograph number,
Hold on, let me answer the question, that's okay. Can we look at photograph 5 and 6 together? Can you tell us what those two photographs are?
yes, ma'am. Photograph 5 and 6 is the Glock 27 pistol I spoke of earlier.
And where was the Glock found?
It was in the dining room.
Photograph 7, what's that photograph of?
Photograph 7 is the decedent. You also see on the wall by the decedent projectile impact that was went through the wall, and then you have placard number 2, which would be a shell case.
Photograph number 8, what's that a photograph of?
Photograph number 8 is a close-up on the shell casing, placard 2.
Photograph number 9 and number 10.
Photograph number 9 and 10. Photograph number 9 is still in that hallway with the decedent. This picture is taken from the decedent's feet going it will be going east, I believe.
Towards the front of the house.
Towards the front of the house, yes.
Now, photograph number 10. What's in photograph number 10?
Photograph number 10, we're still at kind of just above the decedent's feet, facing west. In the picture, you have placards 3 and 7 visible in the picture. Placards 3 and 7, I believe, are shell casings.
Okay.
I have to look at my notes to refresh
That
my
help
memory.
refresh
Yes.
your memory?
Yes, placards 3 and 7 are shell casings.
Photograph number 11 and 12. What are those photographs up there?
Photograph 3, or photograph 11 rather. That's placard 3, which is a close-up photograph of the shell casing. And
Before we move on to the other photograph, where is the shell casing?
if you look at the previous picture that we just went over, it is right in the hallway and the entrance to the bathroom.
This is that, okay? And now we're on number 12.
I'm sorry. Photograph, photograph number 12. There you have another picture, another angle, placard number 3, and you have the entrance to the bathroom, and then you can also see placard number 10.
And photograph number 13. What is that, you think, sir?
Photograph 13. We are in the bathroom. We have placards number 9 and 10.
And what is placard 9 and 10?
Those are both shell casings.
Okay, photograph 14 and 15?
You have the bedroom that was across from the bathroom. And you have placards visible in the picture of 4, 5, and 6.
And that's in photograph 14?
Yes.
What about 15?
15, we're still in that same bedroom. On the counter, on the dresser rather, placard number 7, which is also a shell casing.
Okay. Photographs 16, 17, and 18.
Drop it. Okay.
I may approach on.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Try to keep them in order. Photograph 16, 17, and 18, I believe you asked me about.
Yes.
There you have pictures of the projectile impacts to the wall. As you go through the pictures, you get a close-up picture of those projectile impacts. There are 6, 4 to the actual wall, and 2 to the frame of the doorway of that bedroom.
Okay, so they're inside the bedroom.
Yes. Well, the projectile impacts, they are in that wall of the bedroom, yes.
And photograph number 19.
Photograph 19, you have 2 projectile impacts that were in that wall that they enter into the hallway.
So photograph 18 shows us from the inside of the bedroom, and photograph 19 shows outside, right outside the door.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is photograph number 20?
Photograph number 20 is a holster.
Now, could you find picture number 10 for me, please, and 20?
10 and 20 is the last one we had. Okay, picture number 10.
And, I'm sorry, and picture 15. Okay. Now, in picture number 15, it shows a placard number 7 on the dresser, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. In picture number 10, it shows placard number 7 on the floor in the hallway, is that right?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Can you tell us why there are 2 number 7s?
When we were going through the scene, we ended up finding another shell casing that was on that dresser in the bedroom. So we had to switch around the numbers at the last minute.
Okay, and so ultimately, what's depicted in picture number 10 that says number 7 is actually what is picture number 20 of the whole.
Yeah, picture number 20 is going, yeah, picture number 7 that was in photograph number 10 is going to be photograph number 8.
Marking number 8.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, yeah, marker number 8. I knew when we took that picture, I was going to ask that question.
your report that you wrote in this matter, listed all of the evidence that you found throughout your processing the scene, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The photographs that you took of damage.
Are you gonna move to admit the one through 20?
I did, Your Honor, and I believe counsel said he had no objection.
I think they've been received, Your Honor.
All right, okay.
If I don't, I would do it again, Your Honor. I would move for photographs 1 through 20 to be admitted.
There was no objection, correct?
That is true, Your Honor.
All right, let me make sure.
Thank you. As you were processing the scene, you took photographs of anything that you saw that you believe was important in the scene, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
If there were any other holes in the walls, or any of that matter, you would have photographed those as well.
Yes, ma'am.
And you would have also put that in your report?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me just have one more. Can I just have one more to ask the officer in charge on if I missed anything?
Sure.
Sir, when you finished the scene, how many total shell casings did you collect?
Tell them my notes refresh my memory, please.
Do you need that to refresh your memory?
Yes, ma'am. There were 840 SW as a total collected from the scene.
8, did you say?
8, ma'am, yes.
And when you collected the gun, did you determine whether there were any bullets left in the gun?
No, the gun was empty, ma'am, at the time when we collected it.
Thank you. I don't have any other questions at this time of this witness. Did I already give them to the court?
No.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
Fine, thank you, sir. And you're, what's your ranking, sir?
Forensic technician, sir.
And you've been with the department, you said, how long?
18 years.
In that same capacity?
Yes.
Do you have any prior experience in law enforcement?
No, sir.
Your function is essentially to go to a scene of a crime and photograph and gather that which is considered to be relevant to the offense that's being investigated, is that correct?
Yes, sir. We go to the scene and process, collect evidence from the scene, yes.
And in this particular instance, you took photographs of everything that you felt was relevant, is that true?
Yes, sir. We also had, a discussion with the officer at the scene. The officer is in charge of the scene and started discussion and collected the evidence.
By the time you got there, you said you got the call about 2:30 when you arrived at the period lot, is that true?
Yes, sir.
And prior to that, other officers had already made the scene, is that true?
Yes, sir.
And when you got there, they were already there, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember how many cars?
No, sir.
And it's not uncommon for you to arrive at the scene and have other officers already there, is that true?
No, not at all.
That's probably the norm, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And based upon your report, here's, no reason to believe that there'll be any shots fired beyond the 8 shell casings that you recovered, is that true?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Yes, sir. You testified that you recovered 8 shell casings from the scene, correct?
Yes, sir.
And based upon your investigation, you have no reason to believe that there were any additional shots discharged beyond the 8 shell casings that you recovered, is that true?
Yes, that's true.
And you also indicated that you photographed a portion of a bedroom wall where it appeared that 6 bullets had struck the wall, is that correct, sir?
It was 6 projectile impacts to the wall, yes.
By projectile impacts, is that bullets?
There will be projectile impacts from a firearm or whatever object that made those holes, yes.
Okay. And for the purposes of your purposes, in this case, you believe those to be made by a firearm projecting a bullet as the projectile, is that right?
I believe those would be projectile impacts. And also collected shell casing. I don't make assertions like that.
Okay, fair enough. Nonetheless, in any case, you photographed the bedroom wall where you observed approximately exactly six projectile markings, is that true?
That's true.
And you took no other photographs of any other area other than that, where there were projectile markings, other than the other side of the wall where it looked like a couple had penetrated, is that right, sir?
I took pictures of the areas where I saw projectile impacts.
And those areas were consisted of the six on the bedroom wall and the hallway on the other side, which was the other side of the bedroom wall, is that correct?
I took pictures of the areas with projectile impacts.
I understand that. I'm trying to ascertain what areas those consisted of in this particular case.
The question you asked,
Well, hold on. You have to clarify your question.
Okay.
Because you're saying,
All right.
whether or not I don't know what consistent of means. If you're trying to say they were same, the same bullets through the first six, the picture of the first six were the same two as in the other wall. I mean, you gotta be a little bit more clear.
All right, so you've already testified your function really is to photograph and gather anything that you believe to be relevant evidence in the investigation that's ongoing at the time, is that true?
yes, sir.
And you indicated previously that you did take, or your assistant took 20 photographs in connection with this case, correct?
We took at least 20. We took more than 20, but those are the 20 that's presented right
The
now.
20 that we're talking about here today.
Yes, sir.
And included in that is one that's referenced exhibit number 18. You've seen that, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the reason that you took exhibit 18 photograph here, or the reason it was taken by your partner in your presence, is because it had these holes in the wall and the door jamb, correct?
That's true.
And based on your experience, you ascertained that those marks were considered to be projectile impacts, correct?
That's true.
And then in exhibit number 19, correct me if I'm wrong, it appears to be the other side of that same wall, is that correct?
That's very true.
And it appears that there's two other projectile impact or strike marks, is that true?
There were projectile impacts to that wall, yes.
All right, and did you, or do you, as a part of your function, to ascertain whether or not the impacts on the hallway side of the wall were made by the same projectiles that caused impressions on the bedroom side of the wall?
My job presently at that time was to take pictures and record that area right there. If you look at the picture, I forgot what number, you can see the powder from the wall on the decedent's leg, which would note that the projectile impacts penetrated the wall from one side to the other. And that's the reason why there's that dusting on the decedent's leg. I forgot the number of the picture.
Okay, so then it would be safe to assume that the projectiles on the hallway side of the wall, the two were included in the six on the bedroom side of the wall and are not an additional two impacts. Is that fair to assume?
It would appear so.
All right. And you made no other photographs of any other projectile strikes other than those that you testified to here today? so-
None of that work also.
All right, you had an opportunity to observe the entire premises, did you?
Could you repeat, please?
You had the opportunity to observe the entire premises in the course of trying to gather the information relevant to the investigation, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So did you, or is it part of your duty, first of all, to, for example, measure any distances that might exist between things that you document or things that you mark with the markers?
I usually mark it with distance, yes.
All right, so for example, in this case, you found an item that you marked as marker number 1. It was a pistol in the dining room of the home, correct?
Yes.
And you found another, almost the farther end of the home, there was a item marked mission number 7, later number 8. It was the holster in the hallway, correct?
Yes.
All right, is it part of your function normally to measure distances between items that you mark?
Oh, it depends. It's up to my discretion at the crime scene.
Yes.
And also it depends on the situation. And again, it falls under my discretion at the crime scene.
Okay. Were any measurements of any of the things, the items that you marked in this case taken?
No, sir.
All right, and just to be clear, the items that you marked 1 through 10 consist of 8 shell casings, a pistol, and a holster. Is that correct?
I would have to look at my notes one more time, if you don't mind.
No, I don't.
Photo marker 1 was the firearm, the Glock 27. Photo markers 2 through 7 and 9 and 10 were your 8 .40 caliber S&W shell casings.
Okay, so that would be pistol, the holster, and the 8 shell casings. Correct?
Oh, yeah, the holster was photo marker 8, yes.
All right, so that counts for your 10 markers, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Sir, did you have any other duties associated with this particular matter besides what you testified to?
Sorry about that. I thought I was speaker.
That's okay. Would you like me to repeat the question?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Did you have any other duty other than going to the scene on Griggs Street and examining the premises, photographing relevant items and collecting, physical items, correct?
I was also requested to go to the DDC, the Detroit Detention Center, to photograph a female, Kate Lovett McCall.
All right, and did you in fact do that?
Yes, sir.
And when did you do that, sir?
I arrived at the scene, as you can see, the first page of my notes, at 6:10, and we left at 6:35.
On the same day?
Yes, sir.
That would have been January the 1st?
Yes, sir.
And you had the occasion to see Ms. Lovett McCall at the Detroit Detention Center?
Yes, sir.
And did you make any observations relative to her at that time?
I took photographs of the scene. I reported the clothes she was wearing at the time, and as you can see through any photographs and see pictures I took.
All right, and did you make any notations about your observations in your report?
My notes, sir?
Yes, sir.
I observed a contusion to Ms. McCall's left eye.
All right, and did you make a photograph of that?
Yes, sir.
And did you also take any DNA swabs from any of the evidence that you recovered at the scene?
Yes, I took DNA swabs from the left and right hand of the decedent.
And any other articles?
The slide from the Glock 27 pistol.
Okay. And did you obtain any results from those?
That's not my job. That job will be handed out to the lab.
All right, you didn't receive any other information pertaining to that aspect of it, is that correct?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir, for nothing else.
Can you read the right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Can the witness be excused, Your Honor?
Any reason? People?
No objection.
You can excuse. Thank you. Next witness.
Yes, Your Honor, at this time, if you would call Detective Dew.
You swear or that truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir, I do.
Go to George Washington, have a seat, please. May proceed.
Can you state your name for the record, please?
Giovanni, do.
And how are you employed, sir?
With the city of Detroit Police Department,
And how long has it
21 years.
been? Has all 21 years been in the detective?
No, I made detective in 2013. Been in homicide since 2018.
And did you have an occasion to be assigned this particular case?
Yes,
And do you recall when you got assigned this case?
we were recalled the night of the incident on the 1st.
Of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you make the scene?
Yes.
And can you tell us what you observed when you got to the scene?
We got to the scene, we observed I observed this corner house. Officers had the area roped off. a car at each corner. As we approached the house, there were 2 cars in front of the house. The front door was open, and there was an officer standing there in the doorway of the house. As I entered the house, the officer notified me there was a weapon in the dining room. That was there in the dining room that I observed on the floor. Proceeding back towards the rear of the house in the hallway, near the bedroom doors and the bathroom doors, where the deceased was laying on his back.
Did you notice anything else about the house?
The house was clean, well kept. There were shell casings in the hallway, as long as shell casings in one bedroom next to the deceased and in the bathroom.
After you had a chance to look over the scene, what did you do next?
There were several witnesses, which we presumed to be witnesses that were at the scene. They were later identified as Ms. McCall's mother and her brother. I proceeded to go outside and spoke to both of them and to the written statement.
After you had an opportunity to speak with them, were you able to determine if they saw the incident?
After speaking with both of them, I determined that they did not see the incident. They were called by Ms. McCall after the incident happened, and they came to the house after the incident was concluded.
Besides Mr. Mills and Ms. McCall, was there anybody else that during your investigation determined was at the scene when it happened?
No one else.
What did you do after speaking with the?
Wait. I'm trying to understand the question you answered. He testified, he spoke to a couple witnesses who were the defendant's mother and I believe brother.
Brother.
But they weren't there when this incident allegedly happened.
Correct.
Then he said something about other witnesses who were there.
No, I think you finished.
Maybe I didn't understand it.
Okay, Your Honor, I'll say it again. My question to you, sir, was after you determined that the defendant's brother and mother were not there during the incident that came after being called by your defendant, after the incident was over, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Were you able to determine if anybody else was a witness to what occurred besides Mr. Mills, the decedent, and Ms. McCall Lovett?
Yeah, as I talked to them, we determined there were no other witnesses at that point in time.
After you made that determination, what did you do next, sir?
I stood by and assisted the evidence technical collection of evidence, and then I proceeded to the DDC to speak to Ms. McCall.
And at the time that you spoke to her, was she in custody?
Yes.
And did you give her a Miranda?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, for the record, I'm going to approach, if I may, with proposed exhibit number 22.
Sure, 1 second. Counsel, are you willing for the purposes of preliminary exam to stipulate that your client received, understood, and voluntarily waived her Miranda rights in a statement for exam purposes only?
Your Honor, I wanted to stipulate that document was submitted to her, she examined for the purpose of exam only. However, I would like the opportunity at the appropriate time to hear the witness relative to the circumstances surrounding.
Okay, well then, let's just go ahead with it first.
So I may approach her?
May approach.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to hand you what has been marked as People's Proposed Exam 22. Do you recognize it?
Yes.
How do you recognize it, sir?
This is the standard constitutional form that we utilize, and it's the one that was given to Ms. McCall.
Okay. And when you met with Ms. McCall, she was already at the DDC?
She was. We transported her from the DDC to our headquarters, and she was spoken to there. That's when I advised her of her rights.
So she went to your headquarters to be spoken to?
Correct.
And when you first spoke with Ms. McCall, did you notice anything about her?
No, nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay. Did you talk to her about her education?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what did she tell you about her education?
She said that she went to, attended Schoolcraft College, and got her license as a LPN, I believe.
Did you talk to her about whether or not she had had any alcohol or drugs prior to talking to her?
No, I don't think I did.
Do you recall what time you spoke with her?
It was approximately 7:17 a.m.
Oh, God, God, what is wrong with you wiggling so much in the bed?
All right, go ahead.
Did you notice anything about Ms. McCall's appearance?
Yeah, her appearance appeared to be normal. She seemed to pretty depressed, with the situation, but normal.
And how did you, the proposed exhibit number 22, how was it that you used that exhibit?
I explained to her that, I asked her if she could read and write. She said yes, she could. I told her to make sure she can read and write. She has to read these 5 questions here and read them out loud. She read all 5 of them. And once she's completed that, I asked her if she got any questions concerning those, and she said no, she did not.
While you're interacting with her at this beginning part, was there anything that caused you to be concerned about whether or not she understood what was going on?
No, not at all.
Did you tell her what you were there for?
Yes.
What specifically did you tell her?
I just told her in the beginning before I even gave her rights, that I'm a detective from homicide. My job is to, basically find out the facts and what happened. Before we do that, we have to go.
Your Honor, at this time, I would move to admit exhibit number 22.
All right, well, before you do that, I'm gonna allow this, us to go here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Relative to the form that you gave to Ms. Lovett McCall to sign prior to questioning her about this incident, that conversation was captured on the video, is that correct?
That's correct.
Did you have a conversation with her prior to that about this?
About the form or just the,
About agreeing to speak to detectives about this?
no, once we arrived to the DDC, I just, again, identified to her who I was and what we were going to go do. So I did tell her I wanted to talk to her, and we conveyed her to our headquarters.
All right, your headquarters is not located at the Detroit Detention Center, correct?
No, it's not. So Michigan and Third.
Yeah, so there's some distance between those 2 locations, correct?
Correct.
And did you have a conversation with her en route between DDC and DPHS?
Nothing pertaining to the case. I just asked her if she was cold, make sure she was buckled up. Myself and my partner, we conveyed her there to the DDC.
And you were by the time you got the headquarters to question her and have her sign this form, you said that was approximately shortly after 7 a.m., correct?
Correct.
And did you question her about her state of mind at that time? Make any questions regarding whether or not she would be capable of answering your questions?
I did just ask her of her education. She explained to me her education and her background. I asked her if she could read and write. She said yes.
You didn't ask her if she could, for example, had anything to drink recently.
No, I don't think I did.
You didn't ask her if she been under the influence of any drugs or medication.
Before that, I did not. She did refer to something after we took the Miranda rights.
Referred to it when?
During the midst of our conversation, she said that she did have a little bit to drink.
She said she had a little bit to drink.
Correct.
Did she say when she had a little bit to drink?
It was back, I can't remember the exact time, after the interview again, but she said there was some sort with her and the decedent, earlier the day before. approximately, I believe around 9 o'clock, I'm thinking, but I don't know, sir.
Did you have any, when you first spoke with her, made contact with her, that was at the Detroit Detention Center, correct?
Correct.
She was in custody at that time, correct?
Yes.
And how was it that you went and approached her, made an introduction of yourself, and suppose we told her who you were and what your purpose was?
It's a standard procedure. We go to the supervisor's desk, because we were not allowed to use the interview rooms at the DDC due to COVID-19. So we went to the desk, let them know who it was we wanted to interview. We went to the back, the female side. I asked the deputies or the MDOC personnel to bring her out. They did. I asked her who I was. And then we wanted to talk to her. And so we had to take a ride to our headquarters. She said, okay, I lifted up her coat for her, with the handcuffs on, we conveyed her to our headquarters.
Did you tell her what the purpose of your discussion with her would be?
I just told her we wanted to talk to her concerning the incident at her home,
How did you describe the incident?
just like that.
You just referred to it as an incident?
Correct.
So was she even aware of what it was that she was going to be questioning about?
Yes, I said the incident at her home.
Did she even know that Mr. Mills was deceased at that time?
I'm not certain.
Did you at any point in time tell her that it would be in her best interest to speak?
Wait, before, did he ask her to the best interest?
Yeah, to speak to him about it.
Hold on, how's that relevant?
Well, relevant to the issue, whether or not she gave voluntary consent to give up her rights and sign.
That's when an officer have to ask a witness, suspect, whatever person, is it in your best interest to speak to them? They're required to give the constitutional right.
I understand that, but prior,
The issue is whether or not, and what we're doing, what we're here on now is whether or not your client was given her constitutional rights, understood those rights, and voluntarily waived those rights. That's all we're dealing with right now.
Did you have a conversation with her prior to her signing the form at the PPHS relative to her giving up her constitutional rights?
No, just a brief conversation I spoke about before.
All right, thank you.
Once again, Your Honor, I move to allow exhibit number 22 to be admitted.
All right, amendment number 22, are you moving to? Well, at this point, any argument on the, whether or not the defendant was given her rights, understood them, and voluntarily waived them?
I would ask the court to find that based on the testimony of this witness, that she did understand the constitutional rights and that she voluntarily gave them up.
Your Honor, I do think that there's questions about whether or not she did so in a voluntary state of mind, whether she had the adequate state of mind, considering the fact that she admitted to consuming alcohol at some point in time. And the officer did not ask her questions about whether or not she had consumed any drugs or alcohol or any medication. So I do believe that should have been done as a prerequisite, seeing the person is of a clear state of mind to understand what it is that they're signing and waiving, particularly in a matter of this magnitude.
All right, your motion, any rebuttal?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Any rebuttal?
Your Honor, I would just indicate that the testimony of the officer in charge of Mr. Duke indicated that he didn't say anything abnormal about her. So I would ask the court to find that there was nothing about her that would cause him to ask those questions. And I don't think they're required. It did come up during the interview, and the court will see that. But I believe that he followed the law in terms of what is required regarding the constitutional rights.
All right. All right, Mr. Duke, you testify that although he did not ask her about the alcohol, he said that during the conversation that she said she had a little to drink, that she was educated, reading right, read the rights out loud, her behavior appeared to be normal, Nothing outstanding that would alert them to any issues or problems. We didn't have any conversation with her until, other than explaining that he was going to taking her to ask her about the incident that happened at her home. The court's gonna find that the defendant did in fact receive her rights, understood those rights, voluntarily waived those rights, and they state that we go straight to the state. Is it stated in video form or is it in written form?
A video, Your Honor.
Right?
Yes. Sir, when you interviewed Ms. McCall, did you record that video?
Yes, our interview room was constantly recording. We just pick the dates and times of the interview and then the download.
And did you have an opportunity to review that video prior to coming here to testify today?
That was the first portion of the year.
And were you able to, did that video when you reviewed it accurately depict the interview that you had with the defendant?
Yes.
And who was present during the interview?
Just myself and Ms. McCall.
At this time, I previously provided a copy of that video to the defense. I would ask the court to move to admit proposed exhibit number 23, which is the interview between Ms. McCall and Mr. Duke.
For the purpose of this hearing only, and subject to the prior objection, there's no objection to the video being played for the purpose of this hearing, but obviously subject to the previous objection.
I understand, thank you. All right, that'll be admitted.
Thank you. Your Honor, there are, so the court knows there are a couple of occasions that officer in charge, Mr. Duke, does leave the defendant, and defense counsel and I discussed that we don't feel that that gives the court any help in deciding probable cause issue. So my intent is to fast forward through those. Counsel and I discussed that. I just want the court to be aware if the court has any issue with that.
All right, thank you.
I'm sure how to get it on the big screen. I don't know if you can get on the big screen, Your Honor, with the Robert, I'm not sure, it's not for some reason not going to the big screen. I don't know if that's because of YouTube. Does the court want me to bring my computer up closer to the court so you can see it?
Sure.
Obviously, the counsel I've already seen it. I don't know how else to. I'm not sure.
have share screen on, so. Okay, you got it now.
I got all this stuff because of COVID like this.
That's fine.
That's not stuff like that.
So what's the name?
Like I told you, I'm Detective Duke. I'm here to talk to you about, the incident and everything, what happened. So before we get to all of that, there is some paperwork and stuff we gotta go through, okay?
Oh, this the real video. Oh, this the real shit. Ask grandma and them as they watching the
So
video.
where's he at?
We'll talk about all that.
I need the people that are on Zoom, put your systems on mute. I can hear your conversation. It's been part of this hearing. If I have to, I will just turn it all off and you won't be able to see it. And if I put you on mute already, leave yourself on mute. All right, thank you.
Spell your last name for me.
It's hyphenated LOVETT-MCC-ALL.
Love it, McCall.
Yep.
And spell your first name.
KIANTAY.
What's your date of birth?
5/25/93.
Can you read and write?
Okay.
What's the last grade level you completed?
College.
College. Where'd you go?
Schoolcraft.
Schoolcraft College? Okay. All right, what you major in?
I took all my prerequisites for my RN program.
Right. Okay. What year did you come out?
I didn't finish the RN, but I do have my LPN. In 2017.
Okay. What I need you to do to make sure you can read and understand everything, I want you to read this first one out loud to me. I want you to read 1 through 5 all together. After you read the first one out loud, you can read the rest of them out loud, or you can read it to yourself. So read the first one out loud.
I understand that I have a right to remain silent and that I do not have to answer any questions put to me or make any statements. Any statements I make or anything I say will be used against me in court of law. I have the right to an attorney present before and during the time I answer any questions or make any statement. If I cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for me without cost by the court prior to any questioning. I can decide at any time to exercise my rights and not answer any questions or make any statement.
You understand that?
I do understand.
Okay. Any questions with that?
I don't have any questions.
I need you to do each one that you read, this initial right here, by each one, 1 through 5, sign here, and then put the date and time. Of course, it's the new year, so it's 2021, January the 1st. Signature there, date underneath, the time is 7:17 a.m. Now, like I told you, my job is to find out, what happened. So basically, I'm here to just try to collect all the facts and everything that happened between you and Will. So at this point, I'm just trying to get, your side of the story, what happened today and everything. Were you and Will living together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How long were you two been dating?
I started dating him. I can't remember.
Okay. Has it been years, months?
No, we've been together for 2 years.
Okay.
Almost 2 years.
Okay. How long you all lived at that location over there?
I moved in July.
Okay. July this year. Or, I'm sorry.
Well, right, last year.
2020, yeah. Okay. All right. Who all stays there?
Just Will, my son, and I.
You say your son is how old?
He's 8.
8 years old. What's your son's name?
Rico.
Rico?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Same last?
Who?
Same last name as yours?
No, he has his dad's last name.
Okay. All right. Was he there?
He was not there.
Was anybody else there?
No.
Okay. You two had any prior conflicts, anything before?
We've had like fights and arguments. Yeah, nobody's perfect. We've had fights.
Oh yeah, no,
arguments.
I agree with that.
He bought me a ring for Christmas. He gave me a ring.
Like
so
proposal?
Yeah, so we were supposed to, let everything go, start fresh, move forward, whoop you whoop.
Mm-hmm. So what do you mean, like let everything go? Like, was it some conflicts or something going on between the two of you?
I mean, yeah, we've had fights and stuff in the past.
Okay. So it's kind of like a fresh start for you two then.
We were trying, yeah. Okay.
So what kind of sparked it today? What was going on?
So we were supposed to get a hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
Marcel insisted on going to my mom's house.
Okay.
So Will kept saying, like, no, don't take him over there because your mom is tired. Like, you can hear it in my mom's voice. She didn't really want to be bothered with him. But Rico kept insisting, like, I want to go to my grandma's house. I want to go to my grandma's house. So we dropped him off there. So Will, like, instead of going to the room, let's go back home.
Okay.
So I said, okay.
What time did y'all drop Will?
Maybe like 9:30ish, maybe.
Okay.
I really can't remember.
Okay.
So then I stopped by the liquor store. We got something to drink. We went back home.
Mm-hmm.
But he wanted Earl Stevens. I had Tito's.
Okay.
So we went to the liquor store by the house so he can get a bottle of Earl Stevens. So he started drinking and on the phone with his brother. So my Facebook, this guy just, I don't know. So I wrote the guy, like, you need alcoholism. You need AA because you're fucking drunk. Like, he posts just pictures and videos drinking every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm laughing weak he can. So he inboxed me, like, hey, pretty, or hey, boo-boo, something. I don't know, whatever he said.
Is this somebody you know, or is
I don't
just
know
somebody...
him, just somebody from Facebook, Okay. Will saw it. And they kind of went from there.
Okay. And this is on your phone, tablet, what?
This is my phone.
Right. What kind of phone you got?
I have an iPhone.
Where's your phone now?
I don't know where my phone is at. I don't know where my car keys is at. I don't know where my wallet is at. I don't know where my phone is at.
No, it's an iPhone what?
11.
And what color?
It's like rose gold.
Okay. You got a case or anything on it?
I do have a case.
What kind of case?
It's clear.
It's a clear case. Okay. All right. So he sees this guy on Facebook. It is
Facebook.
What's your Facebook account?
Kiki McCall.
Okay. So that's the Facebook account that you're on.
Right.
And you're going back and forth. This guy inboxed you.
Well, it was on a post initially.
Right.
And then he inboxed me.
You commented on the post.
On his post, like, I tagged Alcohol Anonymous. I'm like, save him.
Right.
So he commented back some shit back, and then I commented back, but it wasn't nothing like that. It was like, save him. Like, this dude drinks a lot.
Right. Okay.
So he saw it and got mad.
Okay. And then what happened after that when you got upset?
He wanted to smoke. I'm not a smoker. I drink. Smoking is not my thing. So he called his brother, like, let me get some weed, whatever. So we pulls up to his grandma's house because his brother was over there. So he got some weed. We go back home. So he like, who was that nigga you was talking to on Facebook? I said,
is this when he first seen it? Or did
he had to, he's the type, he'll see something and don't say anything right then and there.
Okay.
Right. So he like, who's the nigga you was talking to on Facebook? I said, I don't know. He's one of my Facebook friends. He drank a lot, so I tagged Alcohol Anonymous.
Okay. He
said it was more than that. He was over there giggling. What you giggling for? I said, said, I don't want to do this, please. I don't
And
want
are
to do
you
this.
still over at his mom's house?
No, we're like driving back home. So we get to the house.
What car are you guys in?
We was in his car.
Which one's his?
He had the Ram.
Okay.
So we're in his car.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls up in front of the house. He's yelling. I said, can you please stop yelling? I don't want the neighbors in our business. Please stop yelling. He's steady going off. So we go in the house. He's steady yelling at me. Talking about this Facebook dude. So he swings on me.
And where is this at? What part of the house?
In the store, we had a little like storage room where all our clothes and stuff was at. He swings on me.
Kind of like a bedroom, but y'all use it as a
For like clothes storage, yeah.
Okay.
He swings on me. I said, I'm about to fucking go. Give me my shit. I'm about to get the fuck on.
Did you hit you or did you just swing it?
No, he hits me in my face. So I'm like, I'm about to go. I cannot do this. I can't do this no more. I have to go. So he wouldn't let me leave. I don't know where my car keys are at. I have no idea where my car keys are at. He wouldn't let me go. So he kind of got on top of me. I'm on the ground. He on top of me. He hit me on my right side. Somehow he hit me on my right side because I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I started shooting towards the door.
And which door are you shooting towards?
The storage room door.
Okay.
I started shooting towards the door.
Are you in the storage room?
I am in the storage room.
Is he in there too?
He was running out of the door.
Okay.
So I started shooting at the door. And how do you hit me? Why do you keep hitting me?
Okay.
That was it.
So how many shots did you fire?
No idea.
Okay. Where'd you get the gun from?
That was my gun.
Did you have it on you? Was it somewhere in the...
I did. It was on the storage room dresser.
Okay. Is that where you normally keep it?
That's where I always keep it.
Just sitting right there on the dresser?
Right on the storage room dresser, yes.
Even with your son walking around and stuff?
My son never goes in that room. My son never goes in that room.
You don't have a safe for it or anything?
I do have a safe.
You don't keep it in there?
My son wasn't home.
You're a CPO holder, right?
I am.
Okay. All right. And you didn't have it on you when you guys went to get the weed and stuff from his brother?
No.
Okay. All right, so when he swung at you, what was he saying? Like, just kind of give me play-by-play. I know he's upset about the Facebook stuff, but what kind of made it go to the blows at that point? I mean, I know it's heated. You know, I know he's upset. And you probably a little upset too, you know, because he's upset. So what was he saying? What was going on?
He's been thinking that I've been cheating on him.
Okay.
That's the thing. Because I work.
Any infidelity?
I've never cheated on him.
Between you two?
The thing is, I work. He don't.
Okay.
So by me being gone, I guess he feels like there's room for me cheating. But I'm literally going to work because he got fired. So I'm literally paying all the bills in the house. I'm doing everything in the house. Like, I'm literally going to work. Why would I cheat on you? That's stupid. That's dumb.
So he's made accusations you cheating before?
Insecurities, I believe, because he's not working. Because none of this started until he stopped working.
You said you were ready to go.
I was ready to go.
Was there any other incidents?
It was. He's hit me before.
Anything to the police?
I never reported it.
What about anybody else? A friend, your mom?
I have told my mom.
Okay. And when did this incident happen?
I can't remember the day offhand. I had went and hung out with my best friend. My best friend is a male. Strictly my best friend. Strictly platonic. It's nothing, none of that. So he got mad because I came home at wee hours in the morning. And he's hit me before. But I was kind of raised, what goes on in the house stays in the house. So I feel a little embarrassed to let my people know. Because they don't need to know that I'm getting hit on, you know? I mean, I love them. I don't know.
This best friend of yours, does he know?
He knows. I told him.
And what was that? What's his name?
His name is Willie.
Okay.
He told me to leave.
He's not the one that's in the Facebook with the comments and stuff about the alcoholism, right?
No.
Okay. All right, so when you guys come back into the house, and before you end up getting the gun off the dresser and everything, what was Will saying to you?
I really can't remember. I kept telling him I'm about to get my shit and get the fuck on.
Did he ever take possession of your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. And when was that?
When we were walking in the house, he kind of like snatched my phone, so I snatched it back. So I guess that was ammunition. Like, okay, bitch, what are you doing? Why are you snatching your phone back? Because it's my phone. Give me my phone. Like, what are you doing? I'm about to get my shit and go. Like, I cannot do this. You're not about to keep doing this. No, I can't. And that's when we went into the room. He hit me. I fell. He hit me in my face. And somehow he hit me on my side. And when I got up, I reached for the dresser, not gonna lie, and I started shooting towards the door. I did.
Okay. So you said that he snatched the phone, you snatched it back, right? But you don't know where your phone is?
I don't know where my phone is at.
Okay.
I don't.
Right. When you grabbed the gun, where were you exactly?
We laying on the floor, but the dresser is here and I'm here. So when I grabbed it here, I stood up and I started shooting towards the door.
Okay. You grabbed with your right hand?
I grabbed it with my right hand. Sorry.
Okay. And that's still the hand you, same gun, same hand you fired with?
Yes. I'm right-handed.
You don't know how many shots you fired?
I have no idea.
How many bullets you use to keep in the gun?
Maybe 9.
Okay. Is that the only weapon you have?
That's the only weapon I have.
Now you said when you started firing too, you said you started shooting at the door.
Mm-hmm.
So why were you shooting at the door?
It was more so of a warning, like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, leave me alone. Why the fuck are you hitting me over some Facebook shit? Like, that's
So he hit you twice.
He hit me in my face,
Right.
and then he hit me somehow on my side.
Your side.
I don't know how he hit me in my side, but somehow he hit me in my side.
When did you end up on the floor?
When we came in the room and he kind of like pushed me.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like tripped and fell on the floor. And that's when he hit me like in my face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said that somehow, like did all this happen fast?
Fast.
Okay.
Never seen this coming. Never seen this coming.
After you fired, did you know you hit him?
I knew I hit him because he was on the floor. Yes.
Okay. So did you aim at him? I know you say you fired at the wall. Did you point the
gun
gun directly at him?
At the door. At the door.
And then what you do?
I panicked. I've never shot no one before.
Mm-hmm.
Never in my life. Like, this is the love of my life. This is the man that just proposed to me. Like, I panicked. I walked back and forth. I paced. I didn't know what the fuck to do. So I went outside the door. I'm walking back and forth up the street. I walked through the alley. I came back. I'm pacing. I don't know what to do. And at that time, I had my phone because my phone was by the front door. I don't know how my phone got there, but I had my phone. I'm calling 911. I'm calling my mama. 911 sending me the voicemail. I'm steady pacing back and forth. I'm calling 911. I'm calling my mama. I'm screaming. I'm crying. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know.
Did you ever get through to 911?
I got through.
Okay. What did you tell them?
I can't remember. Like, it was so just, I don't know.
Did you get through to your mom?
I did get through to my mom.
What'd you tell her?
I said, I just shot at the door. Who was on the floor? I'm calling the police. I need help. Please help me. I don't know what to do. Help me. She said, did you call the police? I said, yes, I called the police. They're sending me the voicemail. Now I've called them numerous of times.
How many times do you think you called?
I have no idea. I called a lot.
What was the time between when you fired those shots and the police actually arrived?
I don't know.
Like an estimate, do you think it was minutes?
It happened so fast. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I really don't. I really don't know.
Your mom pulled up there first, right?
My mom did.
Was mom's there?
My mom lives in Riverview.
Okay. So it's gonna take her a little minute to even get there.
Right.
All right.
But it takes the police a little minute too, though. So it's be straight.
When you got through, how soon did they get there between the time you got?
She pulled up and they literally pulled up right behind her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long was that before you make that call?
I truly don't know.
Did anybody else call? Did your mom call or?
Mama, I called my mom. I called my little brother.
Did you go back and check on Will?
I walked through the alley and then I came back to the house. I'm pacing back and forth.
Okay. So I understand everything you're saying. You said when you fired these shots, you fired at the door.
At the door.
Right?
Right.
You said this is the love of your life.
It is. He is.
So you get up off the floor. I know you panicking and everything, but you see him on the floor. I mean, you don't go to his aid at that point?
I was like in shock. I've never shot nobody before, ever in my life.
But not just shooting somebody. Like you said, the love of your life. He's down on the ground. What is he saying?
I don't know.
Shot. Is he saying anything?
I really cannot remember.
Is he trying to get up? Is he trying to say something to you? Is he screaming for help? What is he doing?
I really cannot remember. I literally panicked. Like, I walked past him.
And when you walked past him, he was where?
Pacing. He was laying on the floor.
Okay. Right there in the hallway?
In the hallway, laying on the floor.
Was he conscious?
I don't know.
You didn't check to see?
I didn't. I literally panicked. I literally panicked. Like, this never happened to me before. I've never been through this before.
But you did go back in the house?
I never went back in the house.
Even after you...
Left the house?
You said you left the house, paced down the alley and all that stuff like that.
And came back.
You went back inside?
No.
Okay. What'd you do with the gun?
I threw the gun somewhere in the storage room. Like, I was so in the shop. I just threw the gun. I don't even know. In the house somewhere.
So when did you throw the gun? Was it right after you fired the shot?
Right
after you walked?
Right after I fired the shots, I threw the gun. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm pacing back and forth. I left the house. I locked the door. I left the house. I went to the alley. I came back. I did.
Okay, but you couldn't find
I just locked the door.
So you just locked it from the inside?
I just locked the deadbolt. That was it.
What were you wearing? What you have on?
This outfit here.
What you got on now? Can you take your coat off real quick? So you wearing that shirt? So
same thing.
Pants. What about shoes? What kind of shoes?
Same shoes.
Same shoes you got on now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Same thing.
All right. Did you see any blood when you fired those shots? Was he bleeding?
I did see blood.
Okay. Where was he bleeding from?
I can't remember.
Okay. Now you a nurse, right?
I am a nurse.
And it's the love of your life. He got shot.
It is.
So I understand the panic portion of it, but you never tried to see if he needed additional help or anything?
I literally panicked. I've never been in this situation before in my life. Ever.
When you we talked to your mom, obviously.
Okay.
We talked to your brother Troy too.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talked to them, they informed us that when you fired the shots at Will, that you told them that you fired the shots because he was hitting you. Okay. Now, a moment ago, you told me that you just fired the shots at the wall. So
I never said I shot at the wall. I shot at the door.
Oh, at the door. I'm sorry. So you fired the shots at the door. So
towards the door, yes.
So were you firing the shots towards the door, or were you firing the shots at him because he was hitting you?
I just fired the shots towards the door.
And why?
Because he was hitting me.
Okay. Was he standing? Because he's on the move. You even say he's running out the door when that happened. So was he? I mean, he's leaving at that point. So did you grab the gun, make any threats to him before you fired the shots, or tell me how that played out?
I'm laying on the floor. I reached up and grabbed the gun. So of course he's going to see me.
And where is he at when you pick up the gun?
He's running out the door.
So he's running out the door
Correct.
before you pick up the gun, or?
No. When he seen me pick up the gun, he started running out the door.
So you're on the ground, or you're on the floor?
And as I'm reaching on the dresser, I stood up.
Okay.
And I started shooting towards the door.
So when you're on the ground, right before you reach for the weapon, where is he?
He's over me.
He's standing over you.
Right, because he hit me in my eye.
Okay. So he's standing over. Is he saying anything?
He's yelling. I really cannot remember what he's saying, but he's yelling. He's going off.
What are you saying?
Stop hitting me.
Is that it?
That's it. Stop hitting me. I'm trying to leave. Let me go. Let me go. That's it. Just let me go.
And then you reach for the gun with your right hand.
I did.
He starts to leave, and you start firing towards the door.
Towards the door.
And that's the direction that he ran out.
He ran out of the door.
Going back towards the front door.
Front door.
There was some white shoes in the house, like some sandals. Okay, you weren't wearing those?
I had on sandals, yes.
Okay.
I had them on the whole day.
Okay, because I just asked you what clothes and stuff you had on, and you said exactly what you had on here.
Right, this right here.
And so did you have on those shoes when you first
during the incident?
Yeah.
I truly cannot remember.
And just be honest.
I'm being completely honest with you. Like, I literally blacked out.
Are you saying you can't recall going back into the house?
How can I go back in the house if the door was locked? I didn't have my keys.
Okay, but your shoes are still in the house.
Correct.
You're wearing those shoes now, but you may have been wearing the white shoes that you were wearing all day.
Right. I had on those white shoes all day. All day. Earlier that day, we went to Raising Cane's. I went to Chase Bank. I had those sandals on all day. Yes.
Okay, but you don't remember when you put those shoes on?
I don't.
Okay. When your family gets there, and it's was it your brother Troy, your mom, and who else was with him?
Troy's wife.
Troy's wife. Okay. When they get there, how does the door get open if you locked it?
The door was never open. They never went in the door. The police went to the door.
Okay. How did the police get in?
I have no idea. They put me in the back of the car.
So you, your brother, or your mom, no one ever went back into the house?
I cannot recall no one going into the house. No.
Okay. You just tossed the gun somewhere. You don't know where.
The gun is in the house, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second, all right?
Okay.
What's up?
I'm sorry?
Oh, no, I was talking to you.
As the officer charged his lead.
Okay, real quick, what's you said your best friend that knows about the prior incidents and stuff like that. His name is Will also. What is his full name? Is it William or what was his name?
Willie Brown.
Black man?
Correct.
What's his date of birth?
Oh, I feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know it.
You don't know it?
December something.
So he just had a birthday?
He did.
Okay. Where's he stay at?
He's everywhere.
Everywhere? Okay. Where's his last known address? I mean, y'all been friends forever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You don't know his last known address?
I don't, because he lives with people. He doesn't have his own place.
This is the thing. My job is to find out all the facts in this case, all right? I don't make any decisions or anything like that, but me finding out all the facts can only help you. You understand what I'm saying? So if you got somebody else who knows about prior incidents concerning you and Will, then it's in your best interest and our best interest to talk to this person.
I truly can't tell you his last known address because he lives with people. I don't know his phone number by heart.
What about social media?
Willie Brown.
Willie Brown's social media? Does he have any type of like any? Because I mean, you punching Willie Brown, I'll probably get a copy of Willie Brown.
I'm sure.
Name. So, what does he have like on his profile picture or anything like that?
I believe a picture of him and his son.
Okay. And that's it. Okay. Does your mom know Willie?
My mom knows him. We've been
She has his phone number
years.
and everything too.
I don't think she has his number.
Okay. Right. And you and Willie were just strictly friends and everything, right?
Strictly platonic. That's my best friend.
Tell me your Facebook page again.
Kiki McCall.
Spell Kiki. How do you spell it?
Kiki.
MCCALL?
Yep.
Okay. And this person that was on Facebook with you, you two are not friends. Well, you're friends on Facebook.
Right.
But do you know him?
No, we're only friends on Facebook.
Okay. All right. How long y'all been friends on Facebook?
I'm unaware of that answer.
Okay. What is his Facebook handle?
It's Brandon. What the fuck is I'm sorry, I can't think of his last name. Maybe it's Brandon Jackson.
Okay. You would know it if you see it, all right?
Right.
Okay. And what was he? Now I know that Will confronted you about the inboxes that he sent to you. What did he inbox?
It said like I don't have Messenger. So if you don't have Messenger, sometimes it pops up like you can see part of the message, but not the full message. So it's like, hey, pretty, or hey, boo boo, or something like that. Something. That's all I can remember.
Okay. And he sent that comment after you said something about his alcoholism and all, right? Okay. Was there anything prior between Brandon Jackson? Nothing at all? Just on that day?
Today.
That's it? Okay. What is Will's Facebook page?
Will who?
Your
my boyfriend? He doesn't have one.
He doesn't have one at all? Okay. Do you know his what's his date of birth? His Will's date of birth?
6/27/89.
Okay. What's his cell phone number? Do you know, Bart?
313 454 7613.
Okay. What is your cell phone number?
734 799 3277.
Is that the same number you used to call 911 with?
Absolutely.
And you don't know where that phone is?
No, I don't.
What's the passcode to your phone?
447493.
447.
493.
Okay. Do you know the password to
I
Willis?
don't, because it was face recognition.
Does he have any kids?
Mm-mm.
No. When you is there anything else you might have remembered when I stepped out of the room? You know, I know memory starts to come back and all that stuff like that. And the reason I'm asking that is certain things in your story, you know, that I really kind of want to try to rectify. Okay. And the reason being is because what I have to do is being a detective is look at my evidence. Okay. And we look at everything. You say you walked out and locked the door. No one went in there until the police came in there. So the police are trained not to touch anything. They leave everything in place just the way it is.
Okay.
All right. So it's certain things, evidence that's out there that is kind of contradicting to your story a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Like what? Because I'm telling you, like I'm still in fucking shock. I don't.
Okay. No, I understand that.
I cannot really remember.
Let me ask you this: when he approached you, I know you said he snatched the phone first, right?
Right.
And then you snatched the phone back.
Back.
Okay. And this is why you're on your way to that little storage room that you guys.
No, I was going to the storage room to get my stuff so I can leave.
Okay. So you're trying to leave.
Correct.
He wasn't letting you leave.
Mm-mm.
Okay. But you're on the way there to get your stuff. What are you gonna do? Pack it up
and go.
Okay. Your gun wasn't on you?
No.
Be honest.
No.
Okay.
My gun, I truly, my gun was on the dresser that I can remember. My gun was on the dresser.
Is it in there? Is it in a holster? Is it in a case? How do you have it sitting?
I always have my gun in the holster.
Okay. All right. So now you're walking to that room. He snatched the phone. You snatched the phone back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me step by step what happens right after that.
He snatched the phone. We're coming in the house because we started arguing outside.
Mm-hmm.
We're running the house. He asking me about dude.
Right.
So he snatched my phone. I snatched it back. I said, I'm not about to do this. I'm about to get my shit and go.
Okay.
He said, you're not leaving. I'm about to get my shit and go. Like, are you stupid? So that's when we go to the room. He started arguing with me. That's when he hit me. So I fell.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's standing over me, he hit me in my eye. And somehow he hit me on my side.
Okay.
And
when he hit you the first time, he hit you where exactly?
I can't remember. I just know he probably pushed me or something.
You fell on the first hit?
I fell. I remember falling.
You don't know what part of your
because
body
I was drinking.
Okay. You don't know what part of your body you got struck in?
He hit me in my face. I remember him hitting me in my face.
Okay. So something you gestured over here. So there's somewhere over there on the.
You see?
Okay.
He hit me in my face.
Okay.
And then somehow he hit me on my right side.
Okay. When he hit you on your face, and be honest with me, like how did you feel?
That shit hurt.
When that happened.
It hurts.
Okay, you went to the ground, obviously, right?
Yeah, I fell. I had fell. And then that's when he hit me in my face. And I'm like, I'm not about to do this. I'm not. I'm tired of getting beat on secretly.
Did you say that to him?
I told him, why do you keep hitting me?
Okay.
Like, and I told him, why do you keep hitting me? Like, I'm not about to do this. I'm about to go.
So after he struck you in the face and you fell to the ground.
No, I fell.
Right.
I was already on the ground. That's when he was standing over me and hit me in my face.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you get to the ground? He pushed you?
I don't really remember how I fell to the ground.
Okay, so you might
have
fell.
I definitely fell.
All right, so when he hit you, you were already on the ground.
Right.
All right, were you dizzy, anything like that after he hit you?
No, I was just on the ground.
You were just on the ground. Okay. And then what happened exactly after that?
He hit me in my face, and somehow I got hit on my side. I said, I'm not about to do this.
Do you know how was he positioned when you felt that hit to your side?
I really cannot remember.
Was he down there over the top of you or something?
He was like standing over me, standing, right.
Okay. And where exactly on your side did you get it?
Like my right side over here.
Okay.
But it's no bruise or nothing. But he definitely hit me. I felt something.
What did it feel like?
Like a hit or something.
Did he have anything in his hands?
I can't remember.
Okay. When he hit you in the face, when you were down on the ground, what was that with?
His hand.
Okay, it was with his hand. Open hand, closed hand?
Fist.
Okay, so he hit you with his fist.
Yes.
Let me take your mask down again a little bit. Okay. All right, and then you don't know how or what you got hit in the side with?
I don't.
What else did he do? Anything else? What was he saying at that point?
Just yelling about that or whatever. I can't really remember what he was saying, but just talking about that.
What were you
and
saying?
basically telling me I'm not going to leave.
Okay. What were you saying?
I'm leaving. I'm not about to keep dealing with this. I'm not.
So what made you want to pick up the gun if you guys are going back and forth with this?
Self-defense.
Okay, in what way?
I'm sorry?
Well, in what way? Like, what do you mean, like self-defense?
Because he was hitting me.
Okay. But you said you fired the shots at the door, right?
Towards the door, yes.
Okay, so slowly go through this, and this is important.
Okay.
When you grabbed the gun, did you say anything before you picked it up?
I'm really trying to remember.
Now, I know it's a heated moment. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got punched in the face and everything. You know, it's nothing nice about that. So
It's not even that I've been hit before.
yeah.
But I really can't remember.
Okay. Now you grab the gun. You say you keep your holster.
Mm-hmm.
You always keep the gun holstered.
Right.
Okay, so walk me through that. You're on the ground. You reach for it, and what?
As I'm reaching for the gun, I'm standing up. Like, so I'm holding onto the dresser, and I'm standing up.
So you're getting up as you reach for the gun.
Right.
Okay.
As I'm grabbing my weapon.
And then what?
I started shooting towards the door.
Okay, and why towards the door?
It was like a
was
warning.
he still in front of you?
He wasn't. He wasn't.
Okay, so he had his back to you.
No, his back was
He's
not to
running
me.
towards the door.
He's out of the door at this
to
point.
turn around. Did he back up away from the door?
He's out of the door.
Or did he turn to run?
He's not nowhere near in the door space at all. So I started shooting towards the door. Because he's nowhere near in reach of the door.
Okay. And so you fired because you feared for your life, but you fired
I feared
at the
for my
door.
life. Towards the door.
Okay. At what point did you take the gun out of the holster?
When I was reaching for it on the dresser.
Did you fire any shots in the hallway?
I can't remember.
You've been to the range before, fire shots?
I have.
Yeah. And you know your shell casings eject.
Right.
And all the casings were in the hallway.
Okay.
Did you?
Because that's where the door is at.
Right. But
The hallway.
And the holster was out there in the hallway too. Did you step out there?
I just crossed the gun.
Fire any shots?
No, I did not.
And see, this is what I'm saying. These are the little things, but it's also the big things too, because if you toss the gun somewhere in there, the gun was found nowhere in that vicinity.
Okay, so where was the gun?
Well, you tell me, because if you were the only one to go into the house, no one else went.
I never went into the house, but me and him.
And hear me out.
Okay.
If you're the only one that was in the house during this incident, just you and Will,
Mm-hmm.
right? You stepped over him and went outside. So where did the gun get placed?
Mm-hmm.
Where did your phone go? And how did the shoes get changed?
Okay.
That's what I need you to explain for me.
You want me to get my attorney?
That's up to you, but I just need that to be explained. You know, if that's the route you want to go, that's fine. But I just want you to explain that part. Like the gun Your phone and the shoes.
Because I'm really trying to recall. I'm still in shock. Like, I know you. I don't.
I mean, it's okay. I'm just like.
It's not okay.
Well, this
It's
is
not okay.
This is how I say this. This is what I mean by this.
It's not okay.
When I say that, I'm a fact finder. Okay,
This is a bad fucking situation.
Oh, it definitely is. It is. And the thing is, when we see certain things,
you know, like I said, it has to match my evidence.
Right.
You know, people say stuff all the time, but if it doesn't match up to certain things, then that's what kind of raises questions sometimes. You know, and it's just a question. And you're the only one who can, you know, answer that question.
Right.
At this point.
So, that vehicle that you all were driving, is that registered to his mom?
That's his car.
Is it registered to his mom?
It's registered to his aunt.
To his auntie?
Mm-hmm.
What's his mom's name?
I don't know his mom's name.
Never met her?
I've met her.
Okay. You don't know her name?
I can't think of her name. No, she's not around.
Okay. What about his brother? You say he went to his brother's house to get some marijuana?
He went to his grandmother's house.
And
his brother was over there.
Okay. What's his brother's name? What's his grandmother's name?
Daryl.
What's Daryl's last name?
Jenkins Mills. I think it's Jenkins Mills. I think they all have the same last name.
And where does grandma stay?
On Glendale.
You know the address?
Three 233.
Is that an apartment?
It's a house.
And what's grandma's name?
Dolores
Same last.
Mills.
Okay. You don't remember a phone number or anything for them, do you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay. Now I know you use your phone and everything.
I use my phone.
Yeah, you don't know what happened to you. Think your mom may have it or your brother, somebody?
They may. I truly, I'm telling you, like, the honest to God truth. I don't remember really what the fuck happened. Like,
I know you said you know you did get in touch with 911 at some point. Did you ever get in your car with it or?
No.
Okay. What is phone number? Your passcode. I didn't know his passcode at all. There was another phone inside of the house.
Maybe his phone.
I was sitting like on that mantle when you first came in. You know whose phone that was?
No, it was another phone.
Yeah.
Maybe his phone.
Is everything you telling me the truth?
I'm telling you everything. That's the truth.
Okay.
Like, oh my son. I'm telling you everything that I can remember.
Do you know about what time all this happened?
I don't.
I
don't even know what fucking time it is now.
I was like 8:18 a.m. in the morning. So, when you talk to 911, actually talk to 911 over the phone, I know you said before that you can't really remember what you said. None of that sparks anything now on what you may have told them. Do you think you told 911 that you fired shots?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I really can't remember.
Okay. Could you, when you walked out, and I know you say you seen Will on the ground, could you tell where he was shot at?
No.
But you did see blood.
I did see blood.
Where was it? Where did it look like the blood was coming from?
I didn't even look at him. Like I'm so fucking in shock. Like I'm pacing back and forth. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't know.
I gotta go let Butch watch the shit.
Scared. Who's the first person you call?
Call my mom.
Call your mom first.
I called my mom.
Okay.
You think we should go let him watch it?
Did she instruct you to call 911?
She sure did.
But yeah.
You walking down the alley.
I'm to the alley and pacing back and forth. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Like, I'm scared. I just wanted to leave.
Yeah.
I just wanted to leave. That's it. I just wanted to leave. I just wanted to leave. Just wanted to go.
Okay. No, I understand. I completely understand that part of it.
That's it.
Right.
And I should have. It just ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm so fucking mad at myself. This situation.
You feel like it could have been avoided?
I feel like I was definitely trying to get my ass beat in the dark. For sure. All this stupid shit. Because I make more money than you. Just arguments, and you hit me, then you hit me in front of my kid, and I'm staying with it because I love you. And then here I am here. I just wanted to go. I just wanted to go to my baby. That's it.
Your son seen you, both of you have altercations before?
Absolutely.
Right.
He's been begging me to move.
When did those altercations happen in front of your son?
They've been happening. It's been happening.
What's the most recent?
Maybe about 2 weeks ago.
What happened with that?
It's a song. And the song says, "Yo nigga wear caught jeans, I wear a Mary." So I played the song and he got mad because he wore caught jeans. And a Mary jeans are like these $1,000 jeans or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I started laughing. And he got up and got in my face and stood over me, whatever. You know, slapped me, whatever. But I blew it off. Like, stop hitting me. Why the fuck do you keep hitting me? Why? What?
You ever punched him back?
Absolutely, I've hit him back. When I hit him back, he gets more aggressive. So I just learned to stop hitting him back. And just take the hit and ask him, can you please get out of my face with this? Like, what are you doing? I'm not going to sit up here and make it seem like I've never hit him back. Absolutely, I've hit him back. But he's a guy. He has more strength than me. Right. He gets more aggressive than I do.
When was the first time he hit you?
Can't remember.
You never reported any of it to the police? Just, I know you say you told your mom a couple of times. You said your son observed somebody.
My son said it.
Your one best friend, Willie.
Yep.
You got any questions for me?
What's your name?
Detective Duke.
Duke?
Duke, like Mom Duke.
Duke?
Yeah.
I'm scared as fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Why?
It's a bad situation. My kid. His dad ain't shit. I'm scared as fuck. I've never been in a situation before. Never in my life.
Relax. Have a sip of water.
It's not gonna do it.
I know.
It's not.
Well, this is what has to happen. Like I said, I have to get. I'm just a fact finder, so I have to find and gather all the information. I'll send that down there to the prosecutor's office, and they'll make a determination. On the entire incident. So.
And I'm trying to go back and remember every fucking thing. Like, I'm trying. I don't want to be in this. I don't. Like, fuck, man. I just wanted to leave. I just wanted to go. I just wanted to go with my baby. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. That's it.
Okay. Just we'll take you back in a few minutes, okay?
Can you just stay with me a little bit longer? I don't know. I've never been in a situation in my life, bro. Not bro. I'm sorry. I respect my elders. I just fuck.
Just breathe. I said, have a little sip of water. All right. I mean, I know this. Some things, we don't know why they happen. Certain things we got to deal with too. So this is just one of those things. We're gonna have to deal with it. So deal with it the best way possible. Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, try to have a sip of water real quick. See if that'll calm you down. Okay. Drink your water.
I really just want to kill myself.
No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. That's something you don't want to do at all.
My fucking kid, bro.
Now listen. Certain situations that happen, look at me. Okay? Certain situations happen. We can't always explain them, why they happen. I can't explain why you got to go through this. Okay? But the thing is, look at me for a second. You're going to get through it. Okay? You're going to get through it.
I'm not.
You are. No, just relax. You're definitely going to get through it. Okay?
And I'm trying my best to tell you everything that I can remember.
Look, this is the thing. Okay? Certain things you're going to think of now. Certain things,
I need to think of this shit now. It ain't no later.
Hear me out. Certain things will probably come back later. Okay? That's why I want you, that's why I keep saying, just take a sip of water and just relax. Just try to relax. Okay? Let me ask you this. How long you been over there at that job?
A year.
Okay. You like it up there?
Love it.
Yeah.
They love me. I'm a great nurse.
All right.
I didn't know that was live like that.
You got a passion for something.
You got changed so much.
It's
love
well
it.
there. Yeah. Your son play any sports?
He's autistic.
Yeah.
So he's not like into sports or anything like that. Like
He does karate, don't he? No?
He used
a karate trophy in his room?
He used to.
Okay. You like it? Yeah.
He used to.
How many brothers and sisters you got?
2 brothers.
Just the one brother, Troy?
And another brother, Robert.
Okay. Yeah, this is for your family and everybody else, okay? We'll get through this. Okay?
Kid. My mama
And
said,
that's why
I can't
that's why
do
you
this shit on my mama, bro. I can't do this to my fucking mama.
To answer the first question, there are a couple more questions that he asked me in a couple of seconds and comes back a couple more times. There are a couple more questions he asked, similar questions that he asked earlier. I don't know.
Accept my answer, because I'm keeping the same thing over and over again.
I do understand that, Your Honor.
No, I don't need to hear it over and over again.
Okay.
I mean, if there's something else that's gonna actually add to what's specific to the elements, then fine, I'll sit here and listen to it, but if it's not,
I think it just continues the way where we're at.
I think, I don't know.
Can I ask Detective Dew a couple more
Yes,
questions?
of course.
Detective Dew, in terms of your continuing investigation, did you, as part of your investigation, follow up to see if there were any other domestic violence situations between these two parties?
Yes,
And did you find anything?
I found none in our RMS database.
And in terms of what Ms. McCall told you, she indicated that she never stepped into the hallway while she was shooting, is that right?
Correct, that's what she said.
And when you looked at the scene, there were casings in the hallway and the bathroom.
That is correct.
And did she ever explain to you how those happened?
She could not.
And she also told you she threw the gun in that room that she was in.
Yes, she said she threw it in the storage room.
You asked her at one point on the video that you had some concerns with what she was telling you happened, and your concerns had to do with the gun, shoes, phone. Is that right?
That's correct.
What was your issue with the shoes?
There's blood on the shoes. So I asked her during the interview what she was wearing. She told me she had on the shoes that she had on during the interview. When I asked her again about the white shoes that were found in the front of the door, she said that she was wearing those shoes all day. Which kind of indicated to me that she may have came back into the house and changed her clothes after she left out of the house after the shooting.
I'm going to object at this point, speculation.
Speculation.
No.
All right. That's the same thing.
In terms of your issue with the phone, what was your issue with the phone?
Just trying to find out where her phone was at that point in time. She said that she called 911 on the phone. She was outside with the phone, and she never returned to the house with the phone. So we were trying to locate the phone.
Did you ever find the phone in the house?
No, we did not.
Did you eventually find the phone?
Yes.
Where did you find the phone?
I had to conduct a search warrant on the phone numbers, and cell phone company gave me the tower consistent with her mom's house. So we located the phone about a week or two later at her mom's house via the search warrant.
And in your interview with her, Ms. McCall, she indicated that she removed the gun out of the holster while she was in that room. Is that right?
That's correct.
Did she ever explain how the holster got in the hallway?
No, she could not.
Now, Detective, you said that you have been an officer for 21 years, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you, as a detective for how long?
2013.
During that time, since 2013 to 2021, have you investigated shootings?
Yes.
Have you investigated domestic violence, which involves shootings?
Yes.
And as part of your training also as an officer, did you learn about what happens to casings when a gun is fired?
Yes.
Okay. And when a gun is fired, what does happen to a casing?
And a semi-automatic handgun, which was recovered from the scene, casings from that particular type of gun ejects, has an ejection port on the slide, and once the gun is fired, that casing ejects to the right.
To the right from where the person was standing when they shot.
Correct.
In this case, with casings being in the hallway, would Ms. McCall had to have been in the hallway shooting the gun for those
Well,
casings?
that's pure speculation. I'm not gonna allow that.
In your interview with Ms. McCall, she did keep referring to her face.
Yes.
Did you see something on her face?
Yes. Appears to be a bruise of some sort underneath her eye.
Okay. And in terms of her side, did you see anything as it relates to anything on her side?
I didn't.
And during your interview, when you asked her about the where Mr. Mills was when she was shooting the gun, do you recall what she said?
She said that Mr. Mills was leaving that room. She also indicated at that point she could not really see.
So I didn't hear the last part again.
That she could not really see him.
He was leaving the room, but she could not really see him.
Right.
Thank you. I don't have any other questions.
Again.
Yeah.
That last question I was asked, you said that, she said in response to a question, the answer being he was leaving the room and she could not really see him. That was your answer, correct?
Correct.
Was that, is it your testimony that that statement was made during the course of that videotape statement that we just witnessed?
If you're asking me exactly what she said that he was leaving the room.
No, that wasn't what I was asking. I was asking, is the statement that you testified that she said, was that statement contained within that videotaped statement on January 1st that we just sat through watching?
During the course of that entire video, yes.
So the testimony that you've just given us about her statement about leaving the room, you're saying that that exact statement is contained within that particular video that we just saw. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You're not referring to some other conversation that you had with her, correct?
No, sir.
Because you didn't have any other conversations with her about this incident other than what we just saw in the video today, correct?
That's correct.
You did in the course of that video statement that we just witnessed, you did observe an injury to her eye, correct?
Yes, sir.
And was that injury that you saw, was it consistent with the way she described getting a blow to the eye?
Yes.
Did you have any reason to think, based upon any aspect of the investigation, that that injury to her eye was not received in the manner that she indicated?
No.
You were asked a question about whether or not you had investigated any reports of any prior domestic violence between the parties in this case, correct?
Correct.
And you said you made, or your answer referenced a check of some sort, is that right?
Say it again, sir.
Yes, sir. You were asked a question by the prosecutor. Did you look into whether or not there had been any other incidences of domestic violence between the parties in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
You indicated that you didn't find any, but you made reference to a source of information that you utilized.
Yes,
What was that?
that's our, reporting database for the Detroit Police Department.
Okay, and that's just a database that would have all police reports that are made?
Yes, sir.
So that would only involve situations if someone were to have contacted the police and the police were to have responded to the incident, correct?
Correct.
Did you look into any other sources of information to see whether or not there have been any other domestic violence incidents between the parties?
I talked to family.
Which family members?
Talked to her mom, her brother, I talked to the deceased's grandmother, brother, couple cousins, I believe.
Anybody else?
I recall, no.
Did you take a photograph of the injury to her eye that you observed?
I took a photograph and evidence that took a photograph.
Okay, the evidence tech did so at your instruction, correct?
Yes.
You know whether or not, Ms. Lovett McCall was ever given a preliminary drug test at any point in time?
Yes, it is standard procedure at the Detroit Detention Center, Building 500, which is operated by Michigan Department of Corrections. Before they come into the facility, when I say that, I mean any inmate, they are given a PPT.
Okay. And were you able to ascertain whether or not that standard procedure was followed in this particular case?
Yes, it was.
You were not present, I take it.
No, sorry.
And you know whether or not the results of that test were recorded anywhere?
I did inquire about the results, and it's a supervisor that I talked to from MDOC, and they said it's only recorded of the results if the inmate blows over a certain point, and then they send them to the hospital.
I'm sorry. I had a little trouble hearing, but did you say that they only recorded it if the person's blood level was sufficient that they needed to get hospitalized?
Yes. She said at that point, they do not allow them into the facility, and the conveying officers must take them directly to the hospital.
So effectively, a person can be legally drunk and they do not record the PBT result. Is that right?
That's what my understanding is.
All right, thank you. Now, sir, you obviously having heard the, you were obviously present at the interview with the defendant, also had the privilege of just hearing it again. You're aware that she made the statement that she had been drinking the night before, correct?
Correct.
And did you ask her how much she had to drink at any point in time?
No, I did not.
Did you have any discussion with her after the interview ended here?
What do you mean?
Well, we saw the tape, it ended at a certain point in time. After you left that interview room with her, you took her back to the Detroit Detention Center, is that right?
Yes.
And did you have any subsequent discussion with her after that interview? After you took her out of that room, did you have any additional discussion with her about anything?
Yes, we did, just kind of talk, just trying to calm her down. She seemed to be very upset with the matter, so I was trying to talk to her and calm her down.
And did you at any point in time tell her that you thought this case sounded like she had acted in self-defense? I'm sorry?
No, I did not.
You did not? Did you at any point in time tell her she needed to pray about this matter?
No.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive.
Did you tell her at any point in time she probably isn't even gonna need an attorney for it as a result of this?
She said something about, having $25,000 for an attorney. And she said, would that get her a good attorney? I said, yeah, it should.
So you do remember that, you didn't know that conversation anymore, correct?
No, this was, I believe she said that we were in the facility at the detention center. She was being processed again to be taken back. She made that statement.
So when you initially interviewed her at the Detroit Police Homicide Station, that we just saw the tape of the interview, was she aware that Mr. Mills was deceased at that point?
Looking at the video now, it appears she did not.
She did not know that he was deceased.
I don't think she did because the first question she asked, which I didn't realize at the time during the interview, she asked, where is it?
You said to her, we'll get to that, correct?
Correct.
But you didn't get to it in that discussion, that was on the tape, correct?
We didn't look at all of it. She eventually said something to the effect, I can't recall exactly what she said. But she did make a statement concerning that she knew he had passed.
On that tape?
Correct. Yeah, I don't know if it was because it was, homicide at that point or what.
Well, we didn't see it here in court today, is that fair to say?
It's fair to say, yeah. That's right.
Did you ask Ms. McCall prior to taking the statement from her when she last slept?
When she last slept?
Yes, sir. No. This incident, based on your investigation, happened sometime after midnight on January 1st, correct?
Correct.
Police responded to the scene and you yourself responded to the scene at grades between 2 and 3 a.m., correct?
That's correct.
She was conveyed from the scene to the Detroit Detention Center somewhere between 2 and 3 a.m., correct? Or roughly 2 a.m., let's say.
Yes, sir.
And approximately, when that tape started, it was 7 o'clock a.m., correct? Roughly.
Approximately 6 or 7 hours later, yes, sir.
And so you had obtained her transfer from the Detroit Detention Center to your headquarters prior to 7 a.m., is that right?
Yes, yeah.
And of course, she'd been through the trauma of this experience of this assault and subsequent firing of the weapon, correct?
Correct.
Did you ask her whether or not she had slept at all during the interval between the time she arrived at Detroit Detention Center and the time that you transferred her to the Detroit Police Headquarters?
No, I did not ask her.
And did you ask her whether or not, when it had been that she had last slept prior to that?
No.
Did you ask her if she had had anything to eat?
I did ask her if she wanted something to drink, and I asked her if she had anything to eat.
When did you ask her that?
In the video. Zero to water.
I saw her drinking the water, but did you ask her specifically if she wanted anything, or had it when she had last eaten anything?
I did not ask her if she had anything to eat, but I did ask her when I was out to give her food, but I did ask her if she wanted something to drink, and I supplied it.
Now, you had testified previously that you did not ask her specifically whether or not she had been drinking or taking drugs or other medication that might affect her ability to participate meaningfully in the conversation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you also said you didn't observe anything that would cause you to think that she was under the influence of anything, correct?
Correct.
But in your experience as an investigator, could it possibly impair or interfere with a person's ability to perceive the events that they're being questioned about if they were in fact under the influence of something?
Possibly, I can speculate.
Yeah.
Whether or not alcohol or whatever.
In fact,
Have you read the text her?
I can withdraw. Thank you. Thank you. So you're not an expert on shell casing or firearms, correct?
I've been dealing with firearms for, a long time by being a police officer, but I'm not, certified in anything yet. That's correct.
Okay. Were you ever, in the course of your investigation, ever able to ascertain the amount of time that it took for this incident to transpire?
The entire incident, no.
Are you familiar with that type of firearm that was recovered in this case?
Yes, sir.
And that goes 8-shot capacity, is that right?
Yes, sir. It's an 8-round magazine. You can actually carry one in the chamber, which will make it a total of 9, but it's an 8-round magazine.
All right, but in this particular case, there was evidence that 8 rounds were discharged, correct?
That's correct. It was 8 protected or 8 shell cases recovered.
Now, during the course of your interview with her, Ms. Lovett McCall indicated to you that she has some anxiety, correct? Is that right?
Yes.
She indicated to you that she had been drinking, is that right?
She did it one
I
time.
said like 8 times.
I'm just trying to make it more organized, Judge. And she also said that she was in shock, correct?
She did say that, yes.
On these 2 occasions. In fact, she said she was still in shock somewhat at the time you gave the statement, or took the statement, correct?
What do you mean?
Well, she said during the course of your interview with her that she said she was in shock or she was still in shock. Is that right? You follow that?
She did say that, yes, during the interview, yes.
All right, and as an experienced investigator, do you believe that that state of mind could interfere with one's ability to perceive and or recall a traumatic event such as the one you were investigating?
You ask him to speculate on the area that's not his expertise.
Well, I'm asking him based on his experience, Your Honor. So,
I don't need based on his experience. I don't need him to speculate on that. I just need him to tell me what he did, what he saw, what he heard.
thank you, Your Honor. Nothing else, thank you.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You said that.
Thanks, sir.
This time, Your Honor, the people would rest with any additional witnesses.
Defense,
Your Honor, the defense has no evidence to produce.
motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, the people would move to find this matter over as charged on murder in the first degree and felony firearm. We believe that the people have established by probable cause standard that a crime was committed and the defendant is the one that committed that crime. Based on all the testimony and the exhibits presented here today, I believe that we have met that burden. I'll leave the rest for rebuttal, Your Honor.
Your Honor, just briefly, I'd say, I understand this is a preliminary exam. However, the elements, there must be some evidence upon which the elements can be satisfied, and even those which are typically proven by circumstantial evidence, there must be something from which it can be presumed, or an inference can be drawn. In the case of first degree murder, obviously, the third and fourth elements, that of premeditation, which is it's thought out beforehand, or that the killing, the fourth element that the killing was deliberate, that the defendant considered the pros and cons and had thought about, chose her actions prior to the conduct being committed, which requires some time interval. There's no evidence on this record, direct or indirect, from which it can be inferred that either one of those elements has been met here on this record. As a matter of fact, the inference is that there is no premeditation. It was a spontaneous event that occurred. And the mere fact that there might have been numerous shots fired from a weapon is not a basis upon which a inference can be drawn that premeditation exists therefrom. There's a Michigan Supreme Court case, People versus Hoffmeister at 394 Mich 155, which says exactly that. The fact that multiple wounds were inflicted do not support an inference of premeditation. So lacking evidence on both of those elements, I think the appropriate and standard evidence on this record can be secondary support to dismiss the original charge of first degree. Thank you.
Your Honor, I believe that the evidence would show, in fact, that there was premeditation and deliberation, as the court is very much aware that it only requires a brief moment. The testimony and the court saw the defendant in her own words She reached up from the floor, got off the floor, reached for the gun, had to take the gun out of the holster and start to shoot. Any one of those times could have been moments. Doesn't require that we prove that she only has to have the ability to have those moments, according to People versus Oros, O-R-O-S. Your Honor, it doesn't, there's no specific amount of time that is required to show that deliberation, or that it can be brief, even a matter of seconds, is what that case specifically says, Your Honor. And that is at 502-229, the 2018 case. I think it's also very important to look at the medical examiner's report as to where these shots were. I think the fact that the first gunshot wound that he talks about, and he specifically says, I don't have any specific order, but I think it's in the back, through the front. So that means that this victim laying on the floor had to be running out. She said that, but I think it's even more telling, Your Honor, when she is very insistent on that interview. He wasn't in front of her. He was out of the door. He was nowhere near the door space. So that means that she just started randomly shooting, but she had to follow him in order to make the evidence be reasonable. There are casings in the hallway. The gun holster is in the hallway. There are casings in the bathroom. Her statements that she stayed in that room that entire time and shot all of those shots in that room would mean those casings would all be in that room. And that isn't what the evidence shows. And so I believe that based on that, Your Honor, she became, even if the court wants to for a second think that Ms. McCall was in a domestic violence situation and that she was trying to self-defend herself like she indicates, at some point she pursues Mr. Mills in order to shoot him in the back, let alone the number of times that she ends up shooting. So, Your Honor, I believe based on all of that, that is premeditation, deliberation for satisfies first-degree murder.
I agree.
No, no anything. You get argument, you get the vote. All right, court having heard the testimony and arguments finds as follows. This we heard from police officer William Keeter, E-R-E-E-R, forensic evidence tech, who testified he went to January 1st, 2021, went to the house on Grigg Street, arrived approximately 3 a.m., took photos, etc. There was a picture of the clock, was empty, found shell casings, so that's scattered throughout the hallway, bathroom, and bedroom. Pictures of the projectile impacts.
Okay, here we go.
Which were in the wall and actually through the wall into the other wall. We heard from the OIC, who is Detective Dew, who testified he went to the scene. He saw the deceased, the shell casings, the guns, spoke to witnesses, the brother and the mother. They were not there when it occurred. There was no other witness that was there when it occurred. That he then went to the EDC to acquire the defendant. He did so, took her down to headquarters to his office to interview her. Court found that she was received, understood, and waived her Miranda rights and made a statement. She testified that she dropped off her child at the grandmother's house. They went to the liquor store, or they went home. They got into an argument about some guy posting some, commenting to her, attempting to say something to her on Facebook. And they argued. She said that he swung at her and hit her in the face. He wouldn't let her leave. That she was in the storage area where the gun was on the shelf. That he had hit her while she was down, and that then she reached up and was getting up, grabbed the weapon, and started discharging it towards the door. She did say that he took off running away from her,
And that, at that point, she really couldn't see where he was. Now, that part is consistent with what she said in her statement. It's consistent with the autopsy report. He was, at least at one point, shot in the back. He was moving away from it. There's nothing on this record, nothing that said that would indicate or that this, through direct or even circumstantial, that I can infer that she pursued him and shot him. There's nothing, I'm sorry, nothing. As for the shell casings being in different locations, there are at least a half dozen explanations for that. And the court can infer a number of different things. If she fired all 8 of those shots while she was in the storage room, half of those shell casings, if not all of them, could have ended up on her. When she moved through the house, she could have been dropping them in. And they could have ended up on her clothes, or they could have just ejected straight out. I don't know. You know, that's going to be ultimately left up to the trial fact. The issue I'm having here is with premeditation deliberation. I am not finding it even by probable cause. But what the court will do at this point, I will bind this matter over on open murder and ultimately leave it up to the trial fact as to what part of her statement they believe as it relates to the other evidence and what part they don't believe. The court feels this could possibly be a manslaughter case, or it could be a second degree. But they don't want to believe any of that. And they want to believe that because the shell casings were, some were found in the location of the deceased, they might even believe it's first degree. So I'm going to leave it open up to the trial fact. I'm going to find over on count 1, open murder, count 2, felony firearm. Find that those felonies did in fact occur in the city of Detroit, probable cause of discharge as defendant. Should be bound over to Wayne County Circuit Court Criminal Division. Further proceedings, waiting on the information will be December 19th, 2021 at 9 o'clock a.m.
February 19th?
Yeah, I said February 19th, 2021. Thank you.
Your Honor, may I address the issue of bond?
Sure.
Your Honor, my client's 27 years of age. She has no prior criminal history of any sort. Obviously, the court's had the benefit of hearing some of the factual background of this matter, and of course, seen fit to modify the charge somewhat. I'd ask the court to consider, so right now she's got $1 million cash surety only bond. She does have substantial ties in the community. She's got family support. She was working 2 jobs prior to this. She's got an excellent work history, and as I say, no criminal history at all. I ask the court to consider a modification of the bond. Please, thank you.
You wish, Peter?
Yes, Your Honor, I would ask the court to continue the bond as is. I do not believe that it is too high based on the circumstances of this case. As reported here, she did shoot at least 8 times as there were 8 casings there, and 5 of which hit the complainant. I believe that she is a danger to the community. I would ask the court to leave the bond as it is.
All right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reduce the bond to 500,000, 10% with a GPS tether. House arrest.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Come on.
Madam Prosecutor,
Yes.
do you have the MCL total in mind?
Did you want him to, does he do this or you?
I would get him.
Or you take care of it?
Oh. You want to talk to them?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Madam Clerk?
Yes.
It's 750.316C as in cat.
Okay, thank you. Is there another letter or number after the C?
No. I put in my password.
You ready on Maxwell? Yeah. Yes.
Curious here, client and prosecutor.
Yeah, this is 750.316C.
I'm sorry, 750.
.316C.
Yes,
As in
not,
cat.
it's
That's all I
not,
have.
not taking it.
I checked it both ways. I don't see anything else.
You finish on that?
Let her know about it.
You ready on Maxwell? Yeah. Calling case number 2059586, the people of the state of Michigan versus Darius Maxwell. Defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed. This matter is scheduled for examination.
Morning, Your Honor, Sarah Bernal on behalf of the people, P84189.
And good afternoon, Your Honor, may it please the Honorable Court, Sophia Curry, P72103, appearing on behalf of Darius Maxwell.
Good morning, Darius Maxwell.
You ready?
Yes, sir. The defense is not ready to proceed, Your Honor. And I will tell you, the defense is not ready. I have requested the digital discovery in this case on several different occasions. I first requested discovery on September 1st through the portal. When we appeared in this court on September 8th for our PCC, I advised the prosecutor and the court as well that I had not received any discovery. And up until about the first week, I believe in September, maybe the end of January, I received paper discovery.
through emails, and I have those emails going back to October, where I was reaching out to Ms. Franklin, Mr. Moody, and lastly, Mr. Stoloff, saying, I don't have video. Can I have video for this case? I'd like to review it. At first, I had no video, like I said, from October just until recently, so I believe like February 1st or 2nd. I did receive video on December 1st. It was video for another case. I emailed the prosecutor saying, this is not the video for our case. Can you please get us the video? I was resent another link. It was the same video that again was not for my case. And so I emailed APA Stoloff and said, look, here are the officers involved in this case. Can you please get me the video so my client and I can, watch it and get prepared? He was hoping to have that to me earlier this week, but here we are today, and we do not have that video.
His wish to be heard.
And I would just say that there has been some miscommunication with the visual discovery, uploading the wrong videos. I have had contact with the OIC who is going to look for that disc. I would just ask at this stage, the preliminary stage, that we can move forward without that digital discovery.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
It's dismissed without prejudice. I mean, they may just refile it, but right now it's gonna be.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Do I need to fill out?
Yeah, dismissal form, please.
Right here, right here.
I thought it was the right for you.
Oh, yeah.
Did he just tell her what's going with it?
Yeah, you all set with my stamper today? Nope, I'm all done with it.
Thank you.
Yes, was nice to see you guys again.
Take care of him.
You too. Tyrone, I need to pay. Do you have any type of pay for that?
With this one?
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta move on that.
I know, sorry.
There's no easy way.
No.
Madam Clerk, can I?
Oh. Yes, he said he emailed the information that you asked, but he said it's under this email,
Oh, okay.
so that way you did. Yeah, I was looking.
Yeah, this is, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Guess he has somebody else do it for
Yeah,
him.
he did. Just sending the email. He's like, I don't know, you know, I want to do it, but I have someone to help me. I said, okay.
Oh, I was wondering about that.
Can I just grab that distance?
Oh.
My freedom.
I know, right?
I forgot my lunch in the car.
All right, everybody on Zoom,
Oh.
that concludes our docket, and I'm about to close out this Zoom room.
Thank you very much.